I mean, I have nearly more than the 10 years of the professional experience after graduating as a civil engineer. Mainly my professional industry experience is all about running our own consultancy, design and supervision in engineering works, and then move about for around couple of years, and then move to the masters from the AIT, where I complete my master construction engineering and management, and again move to the industry, especially in Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Qatar, working as a project manager and planning control manager in that big project, where I have a lot of experience again about infrastructure, mainly involved in the road construction. So this is, today I'm going to present about how you can create the sustainable inner city infrastructure. There is a main focus about what we mean the inner city infrastructure planning, a case of regeneration project. It is a part of one of the case which is doing during my PhD study. As you know that in UK there is a big challenge about the housing crisis, about the demand of the house. I'm sure that it will be much more crisis in Pakistan as well. And assuming that we are not going to create as a new city, so how are you going to cope with the increasing population? And there is a big dream for everyone. There is a migration from rural area to the urban area is high, especially in the developing countries. It is totally new. So how are you going to cope about that one? We don't have enough land. So how are you going to do about? How are you going to create about sustainable environment for them? So let's see about that one. What we're going to try to present about that one. This is the one of the places which is about all the area within the existing cities called Middlesbrough in the northeast of the England. And they try to design and come about a lot of the high-rise building in the west land area where you are to regenerate it and giving the sustainable environment, pleasant environment to the customers. And this is the part, this project is part of the win the planning confidence to the audience and the local stakeholder. As you know that, I am sure that in Pakistan there is no have any planning permission to get if you want to build any new development within the city area. I don't know what are the regulations here, but in UK you can't even do a small house, you can't do it by yourself. They have to follow a lot of regulations. So to do that and win the public confidence, there is some sort of the development try to show about this one. This is the existing part of that modeling, which is done about 3D. And here the part is the regeneration area is going to be developed on that one. So you can see about that one, what was the before, it was the old site, which is shipyard, which is the big shipyard area. Now it is already totally obsolete about that one. It is around 2010, 2011. So they try to convert in that whole area in the bank of the river to consider as a one housing development area. And considering about housing and leisure planning aspects, we just couple of snapshots. We can see about that one, how you're going to create multiple housing and what will be the surrounding environment to pleasing environment to social and leisure planning concepts. So this is the final product after this is the teamwork about the architect engineering, which is much more about that one. Civil engineer looking about the infrastructure input. So this is the combination and concept of the beam in early planning stage. What should we can consider, how we can make the better and safer environment. And then the second question is, as a planner, what will be the impact in the traffic planning, traffic simulation? I'm sure that Steve has explained about the traffic simulation. I'm going to show about the traffic simulation in real time and see that what will be impact. Can you imagine that? How many flats in each apartment will be there? And each flat apartment they need one their private car. Can you imagine in the peak hour time if everybody going to go to the workplaces in the city, what will be the impact? You can't increase the existing road infrastructure, right? You have to be cope and manage, try to analyze and visualize what will be the impact in surrounding environment. Is there high-rise building going to shading the sunlight? Because that was the biggest challenge in, especially in the cold country on that one. So even you can simulate about, see that what you're going to simulate. So this is just, you can see from the here, this is the part where we can try to develop and see in the visualization. This visualization is some sort of the communication tool to show that what will be the real, looks like the final product once they're going to be built. If you're going to present currently just 2D or 3D drawing in front of engineer, they only can know about that one. Rest of the people, rest of the stakeholder, which is the normal layman, they don't understand what will be the looks like there. What will be the surrounding impact? What will be the shadow impact? What will be the traffic impact on that one? So you can see about here, you can do about some sort of simulation. There is a lot of capability. It is based on the UC Winroad software, where a lot of the database was there already developed, and you can create yourself, can see about and try to simulation, see about how the shadow is going to move. You can simulate the shadow from the morning to the evening, and how far from the nearby the other structure have an impact on the shadow. You can try to create some environment, so they have a flat, they have some sort of cafe, and they have some morning walking. So this is just some of the concept to might be attracting. The people have come up and buy some of the flat, or they can stay on the flat. And the another question was, how are you going to be simulate about the traffic? The question is here. This is little bit one. The question I just want to highlight about that one. How are you going to be, this was the road infrastructure, how are you going to design as a civil engineer, as a design engineer, and how are you going to incorporate, how are you going to see about the visual. So this is not about just only the visualization. You can do about lot of the design part as well, go in the 2D, change all the design aspect, and then do about the visualization. And try to understanding about, you need to be a lot of insight, research data to incorporate and to visualize. You can visualize anything, whatever you in normal life, you can visualize this one. So this is just one of the tools which we have used as a part of the public consultation, which is really, really important in the UK. The next I'm going to present about, this is the part of my research, which is about sustainable earthwork planning. As you saw mentioned about that one, lot of the focus about as engineer, how you're going to do about the planning and construction of the earthwork operation. And this project is the knowledge and the real data was coming from one of the Portugal-based company, Mota Angel, which is the working mode of the multinational company, Africa, North and South America on that one. So I have got a lot of the information, real knowledge data from there, and then try to understand how you're going to make the construction process to improving about the productivity and the cost effective. So this is the one of the key model, where these are the input about the sectional quantity. This is the unit cost model, and this is the Excel model based on that one, and the final product will about what will be the unit cost and the final allocation about between where to where is the more economical and how long weeks required to finish for that one. So this is the first part where you can optimize the productivity. So this is required the large amount of the data. You can see about that one, type of the equipment, rotation angle of percentage of the cutting, material, type of the material, what are the condition of the material, what are the working efficiency, and you can see the phi of the soil properties. Similarly for tipper truck for handling. So this is the only one operation, cut to spoil. If you think about the earthwork, there is mainly two operations, cut to spoil or cut to fill over that one, cut to fill on that one. So you can see about another, there is a three set of options. One is the motor grader hauling, or you can go for the bulldozer or dozing on that one. Now the question as a planner, which set of the equipment will going to give you according to the site condition more economical. So you have a productivity of three options and try to see about that one, which will go with the more economical. This is the another model, which is the Excel-based model. You can try to understand about the productivity and the cost analysis, considering all different properties and this one. This is the large database for that one. And what will be the final product? After doing that, all using on the model, they will give you, this is the automatic generation. You don't need to have an input. Once the data was generated in Excel and feedback to develop number of the weeks, you can see about here how long you can have a more effective way. For example, if you see about here, shall I go for all earthwork from here is not required, or shall can bring from here to here. How many weeks you required? If you're working in this area, number of set of the equipment which will be a smaller size. How can you do that one? How can we should be automatic decision based on that one? So you can see about here, all the red colors, based on the you allocate the resources, the system will tell you, no, the allocated resources is not enough, or size is not enough. So you need to be change another set of equipment. At the same time, they will give you about other productivity information as well. This is the final C++ model where all the data was, you can visualize. The idea was how you can create the 4D concept in the earthwork operation. This is the first concept which created. It's not based in the AutoCAD base. This is all about So you can see about here, this is the time location plan. I'm sure that some of you are familiar about that one. This is the number of the section also going to be generated according to the productivity, size of the queue size which is going to generate it. You don't need to identify from where to where and where to where. That was the information is going to automatically generate it based on your input information, site condition, and the other factors you're considering. And this is just about showing about how the progress is happening in place of weekly basis. You can see about here, see all the information is already giving you the depth, and this is the based on the 3D coordinate about plane in the, and then height is the progress is linkage about dynamic link in that one. So if your productivity is going to be higher, the number of week will be lower. If the productivity will be lower, the number of week will be going much more higher, and that will be automatically generated here. So that is the one of the key things which is I have already applied in this simulation model. So what I just finalized the summary. This VR technology is to be reduced about the communications gaps and assist to win the public consent for the public development project. Mostly the public development urban area, that is the first part. Optimize the productivity and the production cost of the artwork. Recognize the time space and crew space congestion, which is the one of the challenging when you're working doing the artwork planning. Efficient allocation of the resources between the cuts and fill or the landfill on site. Why I'm trying to say is the efficient allocation. If you can imagine, per hour cost of the heavy equipment, if you're going to couple of hour idle, can you imagine for one day how much cost you're going to get? And you can optimize million and million cubic meter of artwork you need to move here and there. I'm sure that this will be really, really going to application about a lot of the project is coming in the artwork project in Pakistan. To generate the location-based schedule and information of the location, resources, equipment, and artwork quantity. All those information we can be generated through the model. And finally, they're going to improve all the communication of scheduling information. When you talk about the scheduling information, all those are things is the part of the scheduling information. And finally, we're going to give about the productivity efficiency of the artworks. Thank you. If you have any questions, please.
Yes, so we can, human can do multitasking.